Oh, that's bright. Just want to see and wait for a second for more people to possibly come in. This is my first live, so I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. And I wanted to do this live today anyway because I forgot to film a video. Well, I didn't forget. There was a lot of things going on. So I didn't get a chance to film a video that was supposed to go up today. And so I'm just going to talk about the topic that I was going to film about in this live. So some people are in. I'm just going to start by talking. If you want to ask some questions on the side, please feel free to do so, because that will just maybe help guide the conversation a little bit. And want to make sure I'm talking loud enough so everybody can hear me. But a question I get a lot is how to stop caring what other people think, how to stop like people pleasing, how to just really be able to put yourself first and not worry about what everybody thinks, their opinions, how they're going to react to it, not hurting other people's feelings, yada, yada, blah, blah, right? And when I think about this question, it's pretty loaded because it's not like you can undo all of that conditioning, not like you can undo that mindset of caring what other people think and undo that fear or that limiting belief that comes with people pleasing. It's not like it's something that can switch and change overnight. So I don't want this to be like, I have to do all of this stuff right now and then it'll change overnight. It's really a process. Like it took me quite some time to not care what other people think or not prioritize somebody else's feelings over mine. I took me quite a long time to get there. And with certain individuals, oh, my eyebrows look crazy. With certain individuals, I still find myself not wanting to hurt their feelings or not necessarily prioritizing their feelings, but definitely taking their feelings and their opinions into account. You know, like my husband, like my close friends, my family that I'm close to, I still find myself making sure that I need to set those boundaries. So this is always a continuous, ever-changing process, and you're going to have to do it at every level and with everybody that you meet. Just wanted to put out that disclaimer. But when I think about how you can stop caring about what other people think, the first thing that you have to realize is that everybody is selfish. Even if you feel like you're not selfish, you should be, because everybody only cares about what's going on in their lives. Like, I know sometimes we feel like we're so selfless and we're giving all we can, and you probably are. But in reality, other people, especially if they're not the same, they don't reciprocate the same energy as you. A lot of people really only care about themselves. And if they are spending time judging you, having their own opinions, projecting emotions on you, I was about to say something, but like enabling the people pleasing, is probably because they don't have anything going on in their own lives, or they're unhappy with the way their life is going. People that are happy, people that are content with themselves, people that are confident do not have time to judge other people's actions. Even if it's somebody that they love, even though it's somebody that they care about, when they're confident in themselves and secure in themselves, they're more likely to support whatever you're doing. They're more likely to give you positive energy rather than tear you down. The people that tear you down are the ones that are not happy with themselves. Maybe they're jealous with what you're doing. Maybe they're jealous of your idea. Maybe they are envious of your talents. Maybe they don't think that they can do it themselves, so they don't want you to level up. It's always that competition. It's not necessarily like they're caring about your well-being. They're more so trying to make sure that you stay at your level, or you stay at that same level that they are in. And that's with family, that's with friends, that's with a spouse. If you find that they are really making you feel small, if they're making you feel like what you're doing is small, if you feel small around them because they're always belittling you, judging you, tearing you down, saying negative things about you, gaslighting, then that is not a reflection of you. That is more so a reflection of how they're feeling. They're more so projecting their feelings. And then sometimes even they're projecting your insecurities onto you. So don't think that if someone has a negative opinion about you, that says something about you, because it doesn't. Somebody's negative opinion it reflects more about what they feel about themselves, more about what they feel about their own situation, more about what they feel. It's not about what you feel. It's not about how you are. It does not equate to your self-worth. It does not negate anything that you do for anybody, and it does not negate your character. That is something that they need to deal with. So once you come to this conclusion, and once you come to this realization and just this real clarity that you are not the issue, really, especially when you're talking about not hurting other people's feelings, not wanting people to judge you, all of those things, those are all limiting beliefs. Those are all conditionings that we have all been through. When you're told that you're being compared to other people, when you're told you have to stop doing something, when you're told that your passion is not reality, and it's not what's that word? It's not possible for you. When you're told all these things growing up, you start to think like, okay, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to do that? What if they judge me? What if they don't like me? What if my friends abandon me when I do start to show my true self? And when you're thinking like that, and not even thinking like that because it's not your fault, it's the environment that you grew up with, and your subconscious repeating that, and your ego throwing that out at you, that's not you. That's your inner critic. That's the person or people or experiences that told you were unworthy, that told you were less valued, that told you that that gave you these ideas and gave you this mindset that you have lower self-esteem. That's not the case. That's not the case. So once you realize, once you realize that other people's ideas, other people's beliefs, and everything that they push on you is only a reflection of themselves, only a reflection of their experiences, only a reflection of their beliefs, not your own. You have to be able to and be willing to confront those beliefs, confront that inner child, confront that person that's the inner critic, and actively be able to change and switch that mindset. And it's not just even the mindset, it's switching how you feel about yourself. And that is such an uncomfortable thing to do. Be able to go back and change all of those perceptions of yourself that might not necessarily be a reality. Because say, for instance, you have a dream of being a singer, and you're just scared to put yourself out there because maybe people growing up told you couldn't sing. Maybe they said you don't have the looks to be a singer. Maybe they said you don't have what it takes to be a performer. Maybe they said nobody will like your image, yada, yada, yada. And now that is the narrative that's playing over and over and over again in your mind. It's not something that you told yourself. It is something that they told you. So that means that is now the idea and the belief that's going to keep circling around in your ego, when that's not necessarily how you feel. So we have to be able to go into ourselves and do that inner work to be able to separate what is it that I actually feel versus how others have made me feel. All right. And I have some other notes. I wrote notes so I wouldn't forget it. And when we're going into that space, when we're going into that place of figuring out what we think over what other people think, this is not even just in being able to put yourself out there. This isn't the idea of maybe you have people in your life that pressure you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. Maybe you have people in your life that always push their beliefs on you. Maybe you have people like family members in your life that always talk about things or bring up their own opinions or have their own way of thinking, and you naturally suppress your own ideas, your own opinions, or conform to what they want to do because you do not want to hurt their feelings or you do not want to cause any type of confrontation. Stop valuing other people's opinions over your own. If you feel like you don't want to do something, don't do it. And I know that's easier said than done because you don't want to start that confrontation, but starting that confrontation is not negative. All confrontations do not have to be negative. So once we change the belief and the idea that every confrontation is negative, every time someone's feelings are hurt, that's somehow your responsibility. Other people's emotions, other people's feelings, other people's um I lost my train of thought, but how other people feel is not a reflection of what you're doing, nor is it your responsibility. If someone is offended because you don't want to do something because it doesn't align with you, that's their own problem, because they're associating that with something being wrong with them, instead of I realizing that it's not them, it's just you don't want to do something. For example, if you don't necessarily want to move out of the country, but your spouse does want to move out of the country. Okay, well, I can't do something that you want to do because I'm going to wind up resenting that if that's not something that I actually align with. Maybe it's not necessarily saying we don't have to move ever, but we definitely don't have to move right now when it feels like I'm out of alignment. Will that probably upset them? Probably. Will that make them feel a certain way? Probably. But you guys have to come to a compromise that works for both parties, not just conforming to what the other person wants to do. Or if you have family that want to go out, like my family wanted to do, not necessarily my whole family, but one of my aunts wanted to do an outside gathering. And me and my sisters, like right now during these times, and we were like, I don't feel like that's safe. And I don't feel like that's something that I want to do. And were they offended? Absolutely. Is that my problem? No, not really. Because if I would have neglected how I felt about the situation, then I would have gone somewhere feeling uncomfortable, feeling uneasy, feeling annoyed, or even irritable because I decided to do something that I did not want to do. So I do not value how other people feel over how I feel. And people that are true, people that are real, people that are genuine and authentic in your life, people that love you unconditionally without limits, people that love you for you and not for what you can do for them, those people will be understanding. And you can start to weave out the people that should be in your life versus the ones that shouldn't be in your life. If people do not value your opinion, or do not value how you feel, then they shouldn't be in your life. Just like your feelings are valid, just like your emotions are valid, just like your opinion is valid, so is theirs. So if they don't understand that you don't want to do something because it's not in alignment with you, they don't understand that you did something that offended them, if they don't understand your positioning, then they're not somebody that should be in your life. It is a balance. It's not just a give. It's not just a take. Reciprocity is key, and respect is key. And respect is being able to respect somebody's boundaries. Which brings me to the next thing is boundaries. Sometimes you do have to set boundaries with certain people until you reach that level of security and clarity, so that the toxicity does not keep seeping into you. And so you don't keep receiving all of this negative energy, because the body holds on to everything. That's how the limiting beliefs surface and fester. That's how the negative emotions surface and fester, is because we keep being bombarded with negative energy, negative thoughts, and other people's opinions. You can't stop caring about what other people think if you do not take the time to spend with yourself and figure out what you think and what you feel. By taking that time for yourself and taking that time to block out other people, taking that time to cut people off, even taking a social media break will give you that time to spend with yourself. Again, the only way that you're really going to be able to stop giving a fuck what other people think is if you take that time to spend with yourself and learn yourself. You're always going to be trying to people please. You're always going to try to be perfect and strive for perfectionism. You're always going to be looking to be enough and to be worthy. But if you do not think that you're worthy, if you do not think that you're enough, if you do not believe in yourself and have the strong belief and security and value in yourself, then other people's opinions will always be the validation you need to feel that level of self-esteem. And don't get me wrong, and I don't want this to sound like a bashing thing or anything. Don't get me wrong. We all have that complex and desire to be accepted, to belong somewhere, but you have to belong and be accepted by yourself first. You have to accept yourself first before you can find the space where other people will accept you. Find the place where you belong with like-minded people. Trying to fit yourself into a space where you don't belong anyway is always going to be miserable. Trying to conform to other people's opinions and other people's ideas of what you should be doing, trying to change based on people's expectations, trying to not put yourself out there and take a risk because of the fear of judgment, fear of abandonment, or fear of making a fool of yourself, fear that you don't know what you're talking about, et cetera, et cetera. That is always going to be there until you take that time to accept yourself and belong within yourself. Then you'll be able to weave out the people that shouldn't be there. Then you'll be able to weave out the expectations that other people place on you. Once you know yourself and you know yourself with certainty, other people's opinions won't matter because you know they won't be true. Oh, and that even brings me to an idea. Some things really offend us, like people's opinions, people's judgments on our character really offend us if we resonate with it. It only offends us if we resonate with it. If we don't resonate with it, then we wouldn't care. So that's, again, on why I'm saying that you need to be able to change the way that you feel about yourself in order to not care what other people feel about you and not care about other people's opinions. Because you care about other people's opinions because you find a level of truth in it. If someone says that you need to lose weight or you have a weight problem or that you're fat, you will resonate with that because you have those complexes of yourself. You have that insecurity yourself. You have that idea that you are not beautiful or that your body is less than, instead of accepting yourself where you are on your own personal journey. Being a certain weight or being quote unquote fat, there is no real, that's objective. I mean, that's subjective. That's not a real idea. Like, yes, you should be healthy, but you can be healthy at any weight. There's no weight that says you're healthy. Skinny people are unhealthy. There are people that are of bigger size or thicker that are unhealthy. Health does not have a weight. It's just healthy or not. Like, that can come in any type of shape, form, or size. So when you feel like you need to do that, when you feel like you don't have the weight that you want to be at, when you're insecure at that weight, then other people mentioning it, other people talking about it is going to trigger you. Now you care that they've said that. Now you've cared about their opinion. Right? Sorry. Throat dry. So not only is how people talk to you a projection of their own insecurities and what their own beliefs and what they think life should be and their own expectations, it's also sometimes a projection about how you feel about yourself. Like, somebody came in a live the other day talking about how do you stop being affected by people body shaming you. You're affected by people body shaming you because you body shame yourself, right? And I don't want this to sound too harsh, but it's the truth and it's reality. And in order to get to the healing, in order to get to the truth, in order to get to that next stage and that confidence and that self-esteem, you have to be real with yourself. You body shame yourself, so other people body shaming you affects you. People will body shame at any weight, at any aesthetic. People body shame. That's their own insecurities. Stop paying attention and letting other people's insecurities seep onto you, because it will stick. It will stay. It will create a negative field in your aura. It will take up your own beliefs and it will fester in your mind. You have to be able to let that negativity roll off of you, because you know it's not facts. You know it's not the truth, and you know that that's their own insecurities. People that are confident with themselves, people that don't. Why is this like this? What is going on? People that are confident with themselves, people that are secure, people that know who they are, do not take that time or energy to troll people. They do not take that time and energy to judge other people and judge what they are doing. If anything, they're so full of love that they're able to hype other people up. The people that hype other women up instead of trying to be competition with them are the ones that are really the ones that are secure, not the people that's always talking shit, not the people that's always having something to say, not people that always have the opinion. And that's not even young people. That's people in your family that talk shit about you. That's people in your workplaces always having something to say. That's their literal problem. That's their trauma that they're trying to project onto you because that's what was projected onto them. And I think that I've made my point with that. It's just, I really wanted to answer that question because I do get that question so often. Like, how do I stop caring about what other people think? And the main answer I can give is to change the way that you think and feel about yourself. And that's hard and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable confronting that trauma. It's uncomfortable. What is on my lip? It's uncomfortable confronting those limiting beliefs. It's uncomfortable confronting those negative feelings, but you cannot propel yourself forward. You cannot progress in life. You cannot shed those limiting beliefs. You cannot shed that negativity. You cannot shed other people's opinions. You cannot shed all of that off of you until you are able to release and confront the reality and be real with yourself. I wouldn't even come on camera, and let alone come on camera with this acne on my face, okay? Because I definitely would think that people would have something to say, like, why this bitch on camera with acne on her face? Why she not watching her face? What's she doing that her face look like that? And right now, I don't care because it's skin. Skin breaks out. Everybody doesn't have perfect skin. So what? So what? I know that what I'm not doing, I know what I am doing. I know that this is what it is. I'm also pregnant. So my face is going to break out. What am I going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. So if I was letting that and the fear of people talking about it, people talking about my hair not looking great, people talking about my background not looking amazing, I had all of these ideas and stipulations about what other people would think about the content I was putting out, how they would react to me. And I had to realize everybody is not going to like me. Everybody is not going to resonate with me. I'm not for everybody. I'm an Aquarius. I'm an acquired taste. So everybody's not going to be jiggy with me and resonate with what I got to say. That's just the reality. That's just the truth. And once I was able to cope with that and be so secure in myself, and mind you, there are still some things that I want to change and want to grow and evolve and want to work through. But I'm now doing that for myself. I'm now doing that to make me feel my best, to make me feel so secure, make me feel the best that I can feel. I'm not doing that so other people will have a better opinion of me. When you're secure in yourself, that energy is magnetic. There are so many people that are going to stop and look at you and be like, wow, how does she do that? And just being a role model and just being yourself is the truest form that you can take. People's opinions will roll off of you because you know who you are. You'll be so secure in who you are. Like, you have to be okay with the journey that you're on and the place that you're on, knowing that everybody has a different path. Some people have something to say about people's success. People have some things to say about how they should be doing this. Sometimes people want to boast and brag because they're doing something. So they want to be like, okay, well, everybody else should be doing this too because I'm doing it. But like, that's not, what is going on here? That is not how life works. Like, even in this quarantine where people talking about some y'all doing this, y'all unproductive. I started my LLC, yada, yada, yada. Like, okay, dude. Other people having an opinion about what you're doing, other people having an opinion about your own path. You have to be so secure in that path that you don't care what other people feel about that. You don't care about other people's opinions. My mother-in-law has such an issue with me not working right now. Well, not working a traditional job because it's like lacking security. But me starting my own business, me starting my own livelihood, me investing in myself and taking this time to do what I am passionate about, which is talking and helping people. That is more important to me than traditional jobs. And I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm putting out. I know the growth that I'm doing. So I don't really care about what other people have to say about that path that I'm on, because this is the path for me. And I had to be confident in that. I had to be secure in that. I had to understand that for me. And some days some people's opinions bother me. And then I'd be like, but No, like, so no, it doesn't bother me. People used to tell me growing up that I was detached and I was unlovable. And when I grew up and when I've come on this journey of self-esteem, it's not that I was unlovable. That was not my story at all. That was their perception of how I acted. And your conditional love and how you love should not be how I have to be so that you can accept me. That's not the case. Expectations is that person's own expectations. You make your own expectations. You make your own reality. You shape that for yourself and how you want it to look for you. And once you're able to do that, once you're able to let go of those negative Nancy's all in the background, once you're able to not listen to that peanut gallery, the living for you and living in your truth will become magnetic. It will become magnetic because people flock to authenticity, because there's not a lot of that in the world today, in the social media where when everything is connected. It's a whole bunch of copycats. And once you're able to be yourself uniquely in your dharma and uniquely in your purpose and your passion and living for you, that confidence is magnetic. I can't think of a better word, because it's magnetic. It's electric. It's your energy. It's how you stand and welcome into a room. And people just know that. Will they be jealous of it? Yes. Will they still have something to say about it? Yes. But those will all be their perceptions, and that will stop with them. And it will not come into your energy field. It will not come into your aura. It will not disrupt the thing that you got going on in your energy field, because you know who you are and you stand firm in that. So I think I've been blabbing for quite a while now. It's been 26 minutes. So I think that I've said all I needed to say. And if anybody has any questions, want me to expand on anything that I've said, or you want me to touch on another topic, because I actually enjoy doing this live, just being able to be raw and saying what I have to say. So if anybody has anything that they want me to touch on, please drop it in the comment section down below. Oh, thank you. Hello, Balance Joy. No problem. This was such a great conversation. I just love talking to you guys and really just having these raw moments, because the edited videos can give a false perception like I always know what I'm talking about, or that I don't stumble over my words, or that's not how I look. This is how I look. This is just what it is. And I want to be very authentic and raw with people and just give a different energy, which is my own energy. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I have the polls and the questionnaires of what people really want me to talk about, and just being able to talk to people and answer your questions. So make sure to follow me on Instagram at asiajoy.co. And yeah, this was great. I look forward to doing one of these lives again. I'll probably make Saturday, like every other Saturday, me going live instead of posting a video. I think I like that idea. So I'll be doing that from now on. So leave some topics in the comment section down below. Follow me on Instagram at asiajoy.co. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.